Hello, everyone, and welcome to Balance Baby, the podcast designed to help you consistently show up as the best version of yourself. My name is Harkaren, and I'll be your host. I'll be here every week sharing stories and teaching you techniques to prioritize the only thing we have any control over in this world, ourselves. Every week when I sit down to work on my episode, I get really excited to share my perspective with you all. The goal to help bring awareness isn't just about sharing my experiences. It's also about creating understanding and connection between us. Through our conversations, I hope to inspire you to reflect on your own life with empathy. This is a space where we can explore different perspectives and learn from each other. I've always been a very curious person. I get really excited to connect dots and make sense of things in life, learning to interpret the signs that are all around us. I spend so much of my time learning from books and documentaries and teachers that appear along my path, whether that's in the form of a person or a life experience. I learn from psychology, spirituality, and science, and I bring those concepts together here because I'm realizing that there's a lot of overlap. There was a quote I saw once that stuck with me. I can't remember it exactly now, but the basis was that your soul doesn't care about what job you have, how much money you make, what your relationship status is, or what other societal expectations you fulfill. It cares about what kind of human you are being. It cares about the depth of your connections, the authenticity of your experiences, and the growth of your consciousness. This resonates deeply with me because it reminds me to prioritize what truly matters in life: love, compassion, and inner fulfillment, beyond superficial measures of success. It's a guiding principle that shapes how I navigate my journey and the content I share with you here on this podcast. In Canada, April is Sikh Heritage Month. If you've listened to Season 1, Episode 1, you know that I am a Canadian-born Punjabi woman, and I was born into a typical Sikh family, an upbringing that many of you might relate to. This month holds special significance for me, because it gives me the opportunity to honor and celebrate the culture and heritage that shaped my identity and my worldview. I consider myself to be a spiritual person, but in the last few years, I realized that it was actually my Sikh upbringing that initially piqued my curiosity and led me down this path. I'm no expert in Sikhism, and I only recently made the decision to start relearning how to read and write in Punjabi. But I can give you a brief history if you're completely unfamiliar. Sikhism was founded in the 15th century by Guru Nanak Dev Ji in the Punjab region, which is now divided between India and Pakistan. Sikhism emerged during a time where there was a lot of social, political, and religious turmoil in India. Guru Nanak Dev Ji's teachings emphasize the importance of living a life of honesty, humility, and service to others. Over time, Guru Nanak Dev Ji was succeeded by 9 more gurus, each playing significant roles in shaping Sikhism. The Guru Granth Sahib Ji is a scripture, and it is considered our final guru. It contains the teachings of all 10 of our previous gurus. This is part of the reason I'm teaching myself how to read and write in Punjabi. I would like to read the Guru's words as they were intended and interpret the messages for myself, based on my understanding of life. Sikhs, by nature, have a strong tradition of bravery and courage. They have always been the front line of defenders. Throughout our history, Sikhs have been known for their warrior spirit and their willingness to stand up against injustice. Growing up, my religion didn't hold much significance for me. It was a set of rules that people imposed on me. It was an excuse for why I shouldn't talk back to elders or why I couldn't cut my hair. It was a visit to the Gurdwara weekly or for special occasions such as Vaisakhi. I went to after-school Punjabi classes and Punjabi summer camps to learn about the origins and history of Sikhism, but it still didn't spark any lasting interest. My parents did the best they could to keep the culture and religion prominent in the lives of myself and my siblings. But, despite their best efforts, religion felt more like an obligation than a source for connection or inspiration. The problem is, most of our understanding of religion came from someone else's interpretation. This could be true for you regardless of which religion you practice. If you're Muslim and you haven't read the Quran, you rely on others to explain its teachings. If you're Christian and you haven't read the Bible, then you're also relying on others' interpretation to help you understand. A bulk of the work involves unlearning a lot of what we were taught. Think about that telephone game we used to play as kids. Someone starts with a message on one end and whispers it in the ear of the person beside them. This continues until it reaches the last person. Then we would all laugh at how misconstrued the message got. Now, think about how this might affect our understanding of religion. When we rely solely on others' interpretations, we risk the distortion or misrepresentation of religious teachings. Everyone's opinions are biased based on their own experiences and what they have seen unfold in their own lives. I didn't understand how I could be a good Sikh if I chose to drink alcohol or smoke cannabis. I didn't understand how I could be a good Sikh if I didn't pray to God regularly or decided to cut my hair. But that's because I was being taught the religion by people who had their own agenda, an agenda based in fear and control. As with any religion or belief system, cultural influences can sometimes overshadow the core teachings. There is no part of Sikhism that is about control. Those are ideas forced upon us by the culture. Sikhi is about oneness and empowering others. Sikhi encourages individuals to cultivate a sense of inner peace and connection with the divine through meditation, selfless service, and living in alignment with ethical principles. It does not matter what you look like on the outside. What matters is your willingness to learn about your true self, the oneness of all that is. In fact, Sikh is derived from the Sanskrit word shishya, which means student. So essentially, being a Sikh means you are making a lifelong commitment to learning, growth, and spiritual development. Any religious symbols you decide to wear, such as a kara or a kirpan, are not mandatory and are only meant to serve as a reminder of your commitment to Sikhi. Through the process of unlearning, I've come to appreciate the essence of Sikhism in a way I never did before. I discovered that most of my spiritual beliefs were actually rooted in my Sikh upbringing. Instead of religion being something I practiced from time to time, spirituality became a way of living. Fundamentally, I believe we should all strive to be good people, kind, respectful, and loving. Every religion essentially says the same thing: be a good person and do good things. This realization has been extremely liberating for me. It stripped down the barriers and division that separates us based on religious labels and highlighted the universal values that unite us as human beings. Regardless of our religious affiliations or cultural backgrounds, we can all aspire to embody kindness, compassion, and integrity in our lives. Sikhism, like many other religions, emphasizes the interconnectedness of all beings and the importance of treating others with respect and dignity. This universal message of love and acceptance transcends religious boundaries and creates understanding in our diverse and multicultural world. At its core, Sikhism teaches the importance of living an honest life and being of service to others. The concept of seva, or selfless service, lies at the heart of Sikh philosophy, encouraging individuals to extend a helping hand to those in need and contribute positively to the world around them. This resonates deeply with me, as I truly believe my purpose in life is to help others. I have spent most of my life either volunteering or working in careers where I can be of direct service to others. Even the intent behind this podcast is to excitedly share what I've learned through trial and error and life lessons. It was created to help activate a sense of joy and fulfillment within others, so that each of you can show up as your most authentic selves, helping you accomplish your personal goals and dreams with more ease because it's coming from a place of alignment. Alignment with source energy, the divine, the universe, God, or whatever higher power you resonate with. There are so many lost individuals moving through life confused. No sense of purpose, no sense of belonging. The meaning behind balance, baby, is that you don't need to strive to fit into a box that society has created for you. In fact, you should strive to not fit in any boxes. Be a balanced individual. Just because you're kind and believe in karma doesn't mean you have to lack boundaries and never express your anger. Just because you value hard work and ambition doesn't mean you have to sacrifice your mental health or neglect your relationships. Just because you're spiritual doesn't mean you can't participate in the culture and traditions of religion. Embracing balance means honoring all aspects of yourself: the light and the shadow, the softness and the strength, the action and the stillness. When you learn how to find harmony and balance within yourself, you begin navigating life more authentically. You release the burdens and expectations of others, and you begin seeing your uniqueness as a gift. And on that note, I'd like to share a story with you about embracing your uniqueness. So, I am the third of 4 children. I have an older brother, an older sister, and a younger brother. All of my siblings have names that start with the letter D. Growing up, everyone would make fun of me for being the odd one out. I was the only one with a name starting with H. Obviously, this isn't a big deal, but hearing this constantly as a young kid did make me feel left out. It made me wonder why I had to be different and if my parents had done it intentionally. As I grew up, I became interested in the meaning behind my name. Harkaren can be broken down into two parts, Har and Karen. Har is frequently used to refer to divine or God. Karen is the Western spelling of the Punjabi name Kiran. The name Kiran means ray of light and is often associated with positivity. When combined, the name Harkaren can be understood to mean divine ray of light, one who works in harmony with the divine, or one who is dedicated to the service of the divine. It reflects a commitment to living a life guided by spiritual values and principles, striving for unity with the divine, and serving others with love and compassion. And if you know me at all, you know this is completely my vibe. Something that once made me feel isolated and unwanted is now the same thing that brings me so much pride and joy. My name itself is a constant reminder of my life's purpose. Thank you so much for tuning in to my second episode of Season 2. Embracing our uniqueness and authenticity is not always easy, especially when faced with conflicting expectations from those around us. By honoring our individuality and staying true to ourselves, we pave the way for growth and self-acceptance. My name, which was once a pain point in my life, is now front and center and gives me so much pride. My religion, which I once rejected, has now become a source of strength, guiding me deeper in my spiritual journey, allowing me to adapt my understanding based on our modern world. I hope this episode has encouraged you to live boldly as your authentic self. Release past resentments and look at your life history with a fresh perspective. Just as I've found empowerment and growth through embracing my uniqueness and reclaiming my heritage, may you too find strength and inspiration in your own journey. Embrace your name, your identity, and your beliefs with pride and confidence, knowing that they are all integral parts of who you are. If you're finding value in this podcast, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and share it with your friends and family. And if you're loving what you're hearing, please consider leaving a 5-star review. Your feedback helps others discover the podcast and join our community of growth and empowerment. I'll be back next Wednesday for episode 3. Together here, we're creating a community of beautiful souls ready to uplift each other, ready to experience all the joy that this life has to offer us. And don't forget, life is all about balance, baby. Balance, baby.